what if you could hit a reset button on aging, right at the cellular level? Well, today we're going to dive into Fisetin. It's this really powerful natural compound that basically acts like a targeted cleanup crew for one of the biggest drivers of aging. We're going to break down the science and walk through a specific protocol designed to really harness its power. So let's just start with a huge question. Are zombie cells aging you? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe it or not, this is a very real thing happening inside all of us as we get older.
These so-called zombie cells have a technical name, of course, senescent cells. But honestly, the zombie metaphor is just perfect. Think about it. They're old, damaged cells that should have died off, but they don't. They just hang around, refusing to go. And worse, they start pumping out this nasty mix of inflammatory signals that, kind of like a zombie's bite, starts damaging all the healthy cells around them.
And the damage these zombie cells cause? It is seriously far-reaching. The more they build up, the more they're linked to a whole laundry list of major age-related diseases. We're talking everything from heart disease and Alzheimer's to diabetes and just general frailty. So you can see why clearing out this cellular zombie apocalypse is a massive goal for anyone interested in healthy aging.
Okay, so how in the world do we fight back against these things? Well, the solution lies in this really cool, targeted strategy known as Fisetin's hit and run.
Fisetin is what's known as a senolytic. Let's just break that word down. Seno for senescence, old age, and lytic, which means to destroy. So you can literally think of it as a highly specialized zombie cell hunter. It's a natural compound found in things like strawberries, and it has this incredible ability to selectively find these harmful cells and push their self-destruct button, all while leaving your healthy cells alone. Pretty amazing, right?
Now this is absolutely key, maybe the most important thing to understand about this whole protocol. When you're using Fisetin as a senolytic, it is not something you take every single day. It's a targeted, periodic purge. The whole idea is to go in, clear out the zombie cells, and then get out.
So why this pulsed approach? It all comes down to this number. Fisetin has a really short half-life in the body, only around 3 hours. And you know what? That's actually a feature, not a bug. It's what allows for that hit-and-run tactic we talked about. You get a powerful burst to clear out the target cells, and then it gets out of your system quickly to minimize any prolonged exposure.
So how is this actually done? That brings us to the main event, the scientifically supported protocol that was developed and tested by researchers at the world-renowned Mayo Clinic.
And the protocol itself? It's actually beautifully simple. First thing, you calculate your dose based on your body weight, and the number is 20 milligrams for every kilogram. Second, you take that full dose once a day for 2 days in a row. And third, you just repeat this cycle once a month. That's it, a 2-day purge every single month.
To make that a little more concrete, let's use an example. For a person who weighs 70 kilograms, that's about 154 pounds, the dose would be 1,400 milligrams. So they would take that amount once a day for 2 days straight, and then they'd wait about a month before doing the next cycle.
Okay, now there is one major catch here. A really critical point. By itself, Fisetin isn't absorbed very well by our bodies. So to make sure it actually works, you have to do something to enhance its bioavailability. The good news is you can do this by either using more advanced liposomal versions or, and this is the simple way, by just taking it with a source of healthy fat, like olive or MCT oil.
And here are a few more practical tips to really get the most out of it. Always take it with a high-fat meal. That helps absorption. For some people, that big dose can be a lot, so you can split it. Take half in the morning, half at night. A lot of people find it helps to open the capsules and mix the powder right into some yogurt or applesauce. And finally, of course, drink plenty of water to help your body flush everything out.
This all sounds really promising, right? But what's the actual evidence? And just as important, what are the safety precautions we need to know about? Let's get into the proof behind the protocol.
The supporting evidence is really starting to build. In animal studies, this exact kind of intermittent treatment extended the lifespan of old mice by up to 10%. I mean, that's huge. In humans, the Mayo Clinic has tested this protocol for conditions like frailty, and another trial showed it was well tolerated, even in a pretty vulnerable group of elderly nursing home residents.
Okay, this is probably the single most important slide in this entire explainer. You absolutely must talk to a doctor before even thinking about trying something like this. This is especially true if you're on blood thinners, if you're undergoing chemotherapy, if you're taking immunosuppressants, or if you have any pre-existing liver or kidney conditions. Fisetin can interact with these, so getting professional medical guidance isn't optional. It is essential.
All right, to round this all out, we really need to clarify something that trips a lot of people up. You see, there are actually two totally different strategies for using Fisetin, and it's super important to know the difference.
And this table just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the high-dose pulsed senolytic purge that we've been talking about, which is designed specifically to clear out those zombie cells. But on the other side, there's a completely different playbook, taking a low, daily dose of Fisetin, usually around 100 to 500 milligrams, for ongoing brain health and cognitive support. Same compound, two totally different goals, and two totally different protocols.
And why would you take a daily for brain health? Well, it turns out that research suggests that at these lower, consistent doses, Fisetin helps reduce inflammation in the brain, and it actually activates pathways that are crucial for creating and holding on to memories.
But to bring it all back to our main topic today, the bottom line is this. When your specific goal is to clear out senescent cells, this 20 milligram per kilogram 2-day monthly pulse protocol, that is the current gold standard, based on all the human research we have today.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to chew on. You know, we usually think about health in terms of daily habits. Eat right every day, exercise every day. But this introduces a whole new way of thinking. Could a targeted, monthly, cellular reset like this represent a brand new frontier in how we approach healthy aging? The science is still really young, but wow, it's an incredibly compelling question to think about.